Welcome to the Cup of Coffee Show. My name is Eric Bynum. Thank you for joining us for the first episode, hopefully of many, many more. Just a little bit about myself here. Again, my name is Eric Bynum. I run the baseballtheworld.com website, the podcast, and now I'm going to be starting this Cup of Coffee Show. The idea behind this is just to give you a little bit of baseball happenings and goings on around the world. By the time it takes you to drink a cup of coffee. So this is going to be short, going to be sweet, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and come back for more. A little bit more about me. I'm a history teacher by day, so during the summertime I have quite a lot of time. So I write podcasts and do different things, starting a history podcast as well, you history fans out there. I'm a total Atlanta Braves homer, absolutely. I also love the Texas Rangers since that's more of my local team. And I am a coffee addict. As you can see here, I got my Frisco Rough Riders coffee mug going on today. And my coffee today is a little Green Mountain Nantucket blend. It's pretty good, but I'm always looking for coffees to try. So if you've got some suggestions, please let me know. Down in the comments, you can reach us on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you might like. So a couple baseball topics that I want to hit on first of all. College baseball. College World Series is in full swing. We're almost to the actual World Series in Omaha, and the Super Regionals have been fantastic. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, and if you haven't, you've missed quite a bit. The number one team is gone. UCLA was upset last night by Michigan. Michigan was one of the last four teams in the tournament, but they've gotten hot. They ran through the Corvallis Regional. Oregon State, the defending champ, was knocked out, and now they have knocked out the number one seed, and they're back in the World Series for the first time since 1984. Last time they were there, Barry Larkin was their shortstop. That's going back a ways. But that hasn't been the only exciting series going on. We still have two left today, two final spots for Omaha, so hopefully you'll be watching those. I know I will be. But punching their tickets yesterday were Vanderbilt, Texas Tech, get your guns up, Red Raiders. Florida State, amazing run for Mike Martin. Again, not expected to be there. He's won 40 games in 40 straight seasons. Holy moly, that's incredible. This is his last season, and his boys got him to Omaha, which is fantastic. Louisville, which has been super hot, and Mississippi State have all punched their tickets already. So we're down to the final two today. Little tweet notes. I kind of stole this from This Week in Baseball, but I'm changing it to This Week in European Baseball. So the Finkston Ball tournament wrapped up today. The ex-presidents taking the title over and excuse me here from Germany, I'm going to butcher this, Nunkirchen, something like that. The Nightmares out of Germany. So they won 16-0 in the championship, so congratulations to the ex-presidents. Looking around different leagues for a couple of the standings, while the changed on me. Baseball League Australia wasn't playing necessarily all this weekend. We have in the West, the Dornbirn Indians are leading the league by far. They're 4 games up on the Falkirk Cardinals. The Indians are 9-1 this season, and so far they have the best record in the entire league. Over in the East, the Vienna Metro Stars are leading the way by 1 game. The Metro Stars are 7-2, while the Diving Ducks are a game behind them at 6-3. The other Vienna team is not far behind as well. They're 6-5. They're 2 games back, so could be an exciting run to the championship in Baseball League Australia, which has some fantastic places to watch some games, and I'll get to that in later episodes. Good coffee. Gotta have good coffee in the morning. Looking over at the Bundesliga in Germany, just a couple updates on the standings. We'll get more into this into the blog, but we don't want to get too far in depth in the video here. In the North, Solingen is leading the league. They have a 19-7 record. Some of the teams that are typically unstoppable, especially Bonn last year, they were unbelievable last year on their way to the title. They have already lost 8 games. Didn't lose a game in the league last year until the playoffs. So they're a game back at 18-8. Paderborn is also a game back at 17-7. So, the top 5 teams are all 2 games out of first place. So it's a really close race in the North there. Down in the South, A little bit wider of a gap between first and second with a 2.5 game lead for Mainz, the Athletics. They're 21-4, best record in the league this year. Regensburg is 19-7, they're 2.5 games back. So again, anything could happen there. So it should be an exciting finish once again in the German Bundesliga. Just some tournaments that are going on. Let's take a look out at the CEB Cup. So this was in Czech Republic, with Heidenhammer winning it out of Germany, beating Draki Brno out of the Czech Republic 3-0 in the championship games. Two very quality teams right there. Champions Cup also finished up this last week, and Bologna took the title over LND Amsterdam 8-0. Now these are the really good teams in Europe last year, and it was Amsterdam and Curaçao and Neptunus that went undefeated, both Netherlands teams in either pool. Yet Bologna comes out on top in the championship there. But you have some powerful teams here. Bonn didn't do so well, and from Germany they went 0-3. They've struggled a little bit more this year than they did last year. Rouen from France did quite well. So you have some really good teams doing really good things here in the Champions Cup. One year I've got to get out there and see it. That is definitely something that is going to be on the bucket list. It was held in Bologna, Italy. And this week coming up, we have the Federations Cup going on in Croatia. So another great tournament. If you check out the blog, we'll have some updates as the tournament goes along. We'll do some recaps from the CEB Cup and the European Champions Cup. So check out the blog. Those should be up later today. That is, if I don't get too hopped up on coffee and hit the road somewhere. A lot of great things going on in Europe right now. But that's kind of where I wanted to hit. We'll do the recaps of those tournaments. We'll do we'll get going on the Federations Cup today. We also have 2 Federation Cup qualifiers going on, one in Russia and one in Bulgaria. We'll hit up on those on the blog as well. So be sure to check out the blog, baseballtoworld.com. Link in the comments. Don't worry. Other than that, I just kind of wanted to hit on a couple things in case you missed it. Last night in the Dodgers-Giants rivalry, Muncy took Bumgarner way deep, splashed down into the water there in San Francisco, and Bumgarner didn't really like that. He had some words for Muncy as he was watching the ball, but I loved Muncy's reaction, and here's a quote from him. Quote, "If you don't want me to watch the ball, you can go in the ocean and get it," unquote. That I loved. I'm one that, you know what, if you're going to throw that pitch and it's going to hit a mile, then be quiet, shut up, and let the guy enjoy it for a minute. Now, as long as he's not jawing at you, I'm okay with it. But if he's going to stand and watch for a little bit, if he hits it that far, so be it. Don't throw that pitch. It was a pretty lame bat flip, and yeah, he watched it. But my gosh, if I ever hit one that far, I'm going to watch it too. Now, it didn't even compare to a home run in the Mississippi State-Stanford game last night. McNamee, again, big hit Mac comes up with a huge, I believe it was a 3-run home run as they eliminated Stanford. And if you watch the video of the home run, the first base umpire is yelling at him to run. Now that is going too far. Umpire, you really need to shut up and just mind your own business. Let the kid celebrate. He's a senior. He hit one of the biggest home runs of his career, although he's hit quite a few. He hit 2 walk-offs last year in the World Series, or at least in the regional Super. Okay, just a few final notes here for our first episode of A Cup of Coffee. I will be running a blogathon here during the London series, June 29th through the 30th. I will start from the first pitch of Game 1 on the 29th and end with the last pitch of Game 2 on the 30th. We're doing this to raise awareness for depression, which is something that is very personal to me, and I'll be telling more about that as the blogathon goes on. I plan to blog for 24 hours straight, trying to post 2 blogs an hour. But I'll also be doing live streams, some podcasts, and even a cup of coffee episode. So I hope you'll join me for that, hoping to raise awareness for depression. the day after the blogathon, I will have guest articles from different people around the world. I've got several lined up already with more in the works. I think you're really going to love it. They're from people from all over the world giving their insights into baseball from their country or their experiences and whatnot. It should be some great articles as well, so stick around for the blog after my blogathon. Please follow us on Twitter at baseball2world, here on YouTube, where you can hit the subscribe button so you can always get our new episode of A Cup of Coffee, or on Facebook, where you'll find all of our information as well. Links again down in the comments. I believe that's it. I want to thank you for joining us for our first episode of A Cup of Coffee. I'm Eric Bynum signing off, and until next time, we'll see you then.